Hi there, welcome to my 30-day challenge, my 30-day raw till 4 challenge. So the plan was the plan still is, to eat raw food for breakfast and lunch and have a cooked vegan meal for dinner time. Now, maybe this should be called Confessions of Raw till 4. I'm the sort of person who is honest, I am straightforward, and I'm not going to pretend to do something that I haven't done. So I have a confession. This weekend I went away camping, and if you're aware of the Scottish weather, you'll know that it's absolutely freezing sometimes. So although technically it's spring, it was cold, it was rainy, the tents got soaked, our sleeping bags got soaked. Anyway, I'll finish with the sob story there, but basically I've had cooked foods for breakfast 2 days in a row. I've had beans, I've had gluten-free toast, I've had vegan sausages, things like that. All vegan, but cooked. So I thought I would be honest with you because I think it's important. I sometimes see YouTube videos and people are very keen to project a certain image, and I'm not sure if that image reflects truly what's happening behind the scenes when the camera is not on. So there we go, that's my confession. Other than that, I've had the raw lunches. I've eaten so many dates. I've had mangoes, I've had blueberries, I've had all that delicious goodness, all that raw stuff, and I've been having the cooked vegan evening meals. So I just wanted to start off with that, and also I thought I would talk a little bit about some of the experiences that I've had over the last few days. So we always hear a lot about oh, these preachy vegans, these vegans that are always telling, they think they're so sanctimonious, they think they're better than everybody, all that kind of stuff. And I've got some conflicting views around that. I have heard and seen some vegans behave in that kind of way, but I also think a lot of that is down to things being misinterpreted, or people who eat meat and dairy becoming quite defensive about their way of life. So I think sometimes it can be a miscommunication. What I've tried to do and what I've sort of decided to do, the longer I'm vegan, the more compassion I'm feeling, the more in touch with my emotions that I am, and I'm trying to remember what it was like to be a meat eater and to be on the other side of the fence. So what I'm trying to do is encourage people through challenging people, but doing it in a more compassionate way, rather than being sort of mouthy and shouty. I mean, I am mouthy obviously, but I sort of called my channel that to sort of show that I don't take myself too seriously, because I definitely don't. So an example of this would be at a barbecue, and there was just loads of dead animals all over the barbecue. It was horrible. But I was there as a guest, and I sort of respected the space that was there. I did make a couple of comments that hopefully went in on some level. One guy said something like, "Oh, that's just the way that things are," and I said, well, no, we choose that. There's always a choice. I had a choice. I could have, if I really wanted to, I could have had fruit for breakfast, but I chose to have a cooked vegan breakfast because I was cold and I was miserable and I wanted something hot in my stomach. And I've decided that after that experience, I've decided to just move on from that. I'm not sitting going, oh no, I messed up and I didn't do raw till 4 exactly. I messed up on that particular day. It was a bad choice. It was a moment of weakness, but I'm going to move forward positively from that. I'm not saying that it's okay to do that, but I am saying that if you do slip up, it's important to try and just get straight back on to what we're supposed to be doing and focus on the goal ahead. Don't be busy looking back at where you may or may not have slipped up as such. So yeah, we always have a choice. So this guy was sort of saying, well, you know, we just eat meat and that's just the way things are, as though there isn't a choice. But there's always a choice. There's always a choice. We need to think critically about things, rather than just accepting, you know, it's always been done that way, so therefore it always will be done that way. The world is changing all the time, you know, the world is the way it is just now, but it's certainly not always been that way, and I think people can be a little bit sort of hemmed in and think, well, this is the way the world is, and we can't do anything about it. But there's always choice, there's always choice, there's always the chance to change, to make things better, to move forward positively. So that was a wee experience. Another wee experience, which is slightly different. I read a lot of stuff online, a lot of vegan forums, where people are saying that people aren't respecting their vegan views, whether that be family members or, you know, friends or whatever. People saying, where do you get your protein from, and all that kind of stuff. To be honest, I haven't really had a great deal of that experience. People tend, generally speaking, I've had a lot of experiences where people have tended to feel sorry for me, to feel, yeah, to sort of have that sort of look of pity or sympathy on me, like, oh, you know, you can't eat. I said, well, I could eat, you know, meat, dairy, dead animals. I could eat that. I'm choosing not to, and I'm happy to do that. So an example was the hotel that we were in. There was a woman who was talking to me about what I was going to be eating, and she was pretty overweight. She didn't look particularly healthy. She looked pretty tired. She looked pretty overweight. But she was feeling sorry for me because I wasn't going to be eating bacon and eggs and black pudding, which is basically fried blood. Yum. So she was feeling sorry for me, and generally that's been my experience if I go to cafes and things like that in Scotland. Generally the experience is, oh, you know, poor you, rather than this sort of aggressive, where do you get your protein from, and you know, that's that sort of thing. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's a kind of cultural thing, but it's certainly an interesting observation to make, and an interesting wee analysis that I can sort of look at there. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days. And yeah, I have messed up, so I have a confession to make. I've messed up, but I've decided that I'm just going to move on positively and start again. So I've had a large Gatorade, and onwards and upwards, and that's all we can really do. So well done to Theda, who's doing really well on our banana island. I sometimes think I would find this, well, I know I would find this way of eating a lot easier if I was surrounded by people who were eating the same way as me, which I think is why these YouTube videos are so important, and why I want to kind of reach out as well, because I have at times felt pretty isolated eating this way, and then you go out into the real world and you meet friends and family, and they're eating a different way, and part of me wants to eat the same way as they do, you know, as not exactly the same, but having like vegan sausages and gluten-free bread and things that sort of tie in with that. Part of me does want that. I think it's normal for human beings to want to connect and feel part of a community. You know, we generally are very social creatures, and I think it's normal and natural for that. So certainly when I went to the Thai Fruit Festival last year in 2014, being surrounded by people that were eating fruit and vegetables and totally vegan, high carb, all the high calorie stuff, lots of carbs. That certainly felt really great to just be surrounded in that community, and I really thrived there. I came back, and one of my friends was just like, wow, it's just like you had rocket fuel, because you were so inspired and you were so excited to have had such a positive experience. So that is today's little YouTube video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm still quite new to YouTube videos, so let me know what you think. Can you understand my Scottish accent? Possibly not, but let me know if you'd like me to speak a little bit slower. I'll try, but my mind usually moves on from one subject to the next quite quickly, but I'll certainly do my best. And good luck with your vegetarian challenge, whatever that might be, or just good luck in general. And I hope you're living a high quality, high fun, high vibrancy life. Alright, catch you later.